Well, hello everybody. We are going to learn something new today. However, it's based on what we did yesterday. So who can tell me what we did yesterday? Yes.
Convert fractions into decimals.
That's right. We converted fractions to decimals. Right? And it was something very easy to do.
Yes.
And what I discovered is that you already knew what to do. You already knew some equivalent values, right? So today we're going to do pretty much the opposite of what we did yesterday. All right, and some of you might already know what to do. And some of you have already told me some of the numbers we can talk about. Let me see if we can remember. So we are going to convert a decimal into a fraction, right? And some of you already know this. If I have 25 cents, which is written as a decimal, right? What would it look like as a fraction? Yes.
1/4.
1/4, right? 1/4. So we already know this stuff, right? Because we are used to doing this. What if I have 50 cents? What would that look like? 2/4,
Or 1/2.
which of course we will have to simplify it, right?
Or 50/100s.
Right? Good, good. What if I have 75 cents?
3/4.
3/4. See, you're already an expert on these ones, right? And we haven't even learned it. All right, what about something that
That's hard.
doesn't end like this, but maybe 10 cents? And I'm not going to write 10 cents.
1/10.
1/10.
1/10, right? And as we can see here, we turn 25 as a decimal into 1/4 because we have 4 coins of 25 cents in $1, right? Right? So when we have 25 cents, we only have 1/4, right? $50, you know that we always make those models, so it looks like that, right?
Yes.
75 cents or 3/4 will look like this, right?
Yes.
And 1/10, we can draw 10 cents, or we can do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that was kind of ugly, this one, but that means we only have 1 of 10, right?
Yes.
All right. So what happens if I tell you, well, I have 33 cents? Can we turn it into a fraction?
Yeah.
Do you know what would be?
No.
Okay, so that's what we're going to learn today. So, what would be a good title for a lesson?
Converting mixes.
Converting decimals to fractions. That would be a great title for our lesson today. So, we're going to put convert decimals to fractions. Convert decimals to fractions, right? All right. Pretty easy stuff. Okay, so if you remember converting a fraction to, a fraction to a decimal, we only have like a couple of steps, right? Well, today, guess what? We only have like a couple of steps, right? All right, so let's write down the steps so we can always go back to our book and review them. We're not sure about it. So the first thing, you know what? I am going to write a decimal here. Right? Just to give you an idea of what a decimal looks like. Every time we talk about a decimal, you can just remember that 0.35 is a decimal, right? So what I'm gonna do first when I need to convert is I need to look at the decimal that I'm working with, and I need to count how many digits or how many numbers is my decimal, right? So if I have 30.35, how many digits is that?
3. I mean 2.
2 digits. We're counting after the decimal point, right?
Oh, okay.
So we have 2 digits, right? So keep this in mind because it's important. I know that it's only 2, but you know. So the first thing is we're going to count how many digits are in my decimal. Alright, so guess what? I have 2, right? And you probably have 3, and maybe 4, but we're only going to deal with 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So that's our first step. And then another step, the next step will be, is we're going to write it as a fraction without the decimal point. So we're going to write it without the decimal point. Right? We're going to write it without the decimal point, and we're going to put that little line for fraction, right? And we're going to add a denominator of 1. Right without the decimal point, and write a number 1 as the denominator. All right. So you see our 3500 over there, right? So that means that I'm going to write it without the decimal point, right? And I'm going to give it a denominator of 1. All right. Now we're not done. We need the last step. All right.
So it's only 3 steps.
Oh. Okay. Now, we are going to add zeros in the denominator. We're going to add zeros in the denominator. How many zeros?
2.
Well, 1 per digit, right? 1 per digit. 1 0 for every digit. One zero for every digit. All right, and that will look like a fraction. Look, first we write it without the decimal point. Then we put the 1 at the denominator, and then we add 1 0 for every digit. There's 2 digits, and there's your fraction, right? Okay. So the last thing that we will need to do is what? What do we do with fractions? We simplify them, right? And then simplify it. Forgetting how to write. Oh. What is that?
Simplo.
It never came out like that before. Simply.
With the I? So is that a S-I-M-P?
Simplify it.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, simplify it. That's the last thing we're gonna do. What in the world? All right, simplify it. Okay, so ready for an example?
Yes.
Yep. All right, let's go write us an example. Um, let's do our 35, right? So I have 35 cents in my pocket, right? I have 35 cents in my pocket. I'm going to turn this into a fraction. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to write it without the decimal point. Then I'm going to write it as a fraction with a 1 in my denominator, right? And then look here. I have 2 digits, so I'm going to add 2 zeros. Right? And that's it. That's it. Okay, but we're not 100% done. We need to simplify it. Right? So,
Divided by
35 can only be divided by 5. Right?
Yes.
And 7. 100 cannot be divided by 7, but it can be divided by 5. So 7 if I divide by 5, right? And then 20, and my answer is 720. So 3500 is 720, right? So that looks pretty easy. Let's do another one. What about 48 cents? I have 48 cents in my pocket, right? We're going to turn this into a fraction. All right, well, I know it has 2 digits, right? So I'm going to write it first without the decimal point, and I'm going to go ahead and give it 2 zeros in the denominator, right? So it's going to look like 48 over 100. And at this point, I'm done writing it as a fraction, but now I need to simplify it, right? So 48, 100 can be divided by 2. That's a safe bet, right?
Or 8.
100 can be divided by 8? No. So we're going to divide them by 2, and I get 24 and 50. 24, 50. Am I done?
Yes.
No.
No.
No, because 24 can be divided by 2, and 50 can be divided by
2.
2.
So
12, 25th, 25, right? 12 over 25, and we're done.
No, can be divided by 5.
Right? Let's do another easy one. Let's say we have,
can we do verse?
let's say we have 80, no, let's change it. Oh, let's leave it. We have 80 cents in our pocket. 80 cents in our pocket. Right? Then try to do it. Try to do it if you can.
Right now?
Yeah, if you can do it
Okay.
by yourself. If you cannot, let's look at the example. We go step by step.
0.9.
So I am going to write 80 over 100 because the 0 is a digit, right? So 80 over 100, and I'm a 5th grader, so I know I can divide this by 10, right?
Yes.
Divide both of them sides by 10, and I get what? 8 over 10, and am I done?
Yes.
No.
Oh yeah,
Because
4.
8 and 10 are divisible by
So
2,
4
right?
5th. 4 5th.
So
4 5th.
4
4
5th.
I got
Right?
this one correct.
Okay, and we're gonna do one last one, and this is going to be a little bit more challenging
No. Okay.
because it's going to have
Hundreds.
3 decimals.
3 decimals.
I mean 3 digits. So let's say
I was gonna say 3 decimals.
Because I never heard
6.
of that.
Oh.
I just thought.
point to 50.
Oh, this was serious.
So we could still add more zero
Yeah.
because there's 3.
Yeah, that's right. 1 0 for every,
Never stop digit.
exactly, for every digit.
So 1,000.
That's right. That sounds good.
And then
All right. So what do you think I should write here?
200,000.
That's right, 250, right? Over how much? 1,000. Now guess what? I look at this and I think, this is gonna be too easy because I'm divided by 1,000, right?
50.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cancel what?
This one.
This 0, and I'm gonna cancel this 0, right? And now it's just like 25 over 100, right?
Just add the 0 at the end of your.
25 over 100, you should be very familiar with this one, right?
A quarter.
Divide by what?
5.
I can divide by 5. What else?
7. No.
Can I divide by 25?
Yes.
I'm a big fifth grader, so I'm going to divide by 25.
1.
And I get what?
1/4.
1/4. You see? You got it, right?
But add 1 0. So
Alright.
40.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to write 2 here, and I need you guys to do it by yourself. You think you can do that?
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to come around and check to see that you can do it and help you out. Alright?
So we're gonna get
So-
3
Work out this one and work out that one. Alright, work these two out.